Imagine a boat drifting aimlessly on a vast river without a sail or a rudder. That's what life is like without self-confidence. You might be brilliant, you might be capable, but if you let fear and doubt steer your ship, you'll never reach the shore of your true potential. So many of us live in the shadows, too scared to raise our voice, too scared to take a risk, too scared to simply be seen. But what if I told you that today's story could be the turning point you've been waiting for? In a bustling city, there lived a salt merchant. He had a small, loving family, a wife and 2 sons. His younger son was a firecracker, bold and full of life. But his elder son, he was different, quiet, shy, and so soft-spoken that he almost seemed invisible. Whenever visitors came, all eyes were on the younger one, praising his confidence. The elder son, with his quiet nature, was often overlooked, sometimes even considered foolish. People would take advantage of his innocence, but he never said a word. His father, the merchant, saw this shyness not as a personality trait, but as a weakness. He would scold him, his harsh words like stones thrown at a fragile window. "Why can't you be more like your brother? Speak up!" Each angry word chipped away at the boy's spirit, until he started to believe he truly was worthless. His grades in school began to plummet, not because he wasn't smart, but because the fear of being wrong paralyzed him during exams. He couldn't trust himself anymore. As he got older, his father, hoping to toughen him up, brought him into the family business. The young man agreed, terrified of disappointing him even more, but his anxiety made him clumsy. He would stumble over his words with customers, unable to make a simple decision. Every mistake fueled his father's anger, creating a vicious cycle of fear and failure. One fateful day, his father was out of town. A few cunning men walked into the shop. "Your father sent us," they said smoothly. "We're here to collect all the salt sacks for the city." The boy felt a knot in his stomach, a flicker of doubt. But who was he to question them? He was just the foolish son. He stood by, silent and frozen, as they emptied the entire shop and vanished without a trace. That evening, his father returned to a barren shop. His face turned thunderous. "You fool!" he roared, his voice echoing in the empty space. "You've destroyed everything I've built. Get out of my sight and never come back." The boy didn't move. His father's words hit him harder than a physical blow. His heart felt like it had shattered into a million pieces. Humiliated, hopeless, and utterly alone, he wandered toward the riverbank, tears streaming down his face. "There's no point," he whispered to the flowing water. "I'll always be a failure." Just as he was about to let go, a firm hand grabbed his arm, pulling him back from the edge. It was an old man, his eyes full of a strange wisdom. "Stop!" he commanded. "Why did you save me?" the young man sobbed. "My life is worthless. I can't do anything right." The old man looked at him with kindness. "My child, life is the most precious gift. You can fall 1,000 times and still rise. But if you give up now, you will never know the incredible person you were meant to become." "You don't understand," the boy insisted, shaking his head. "I'm weak, shy, and everyone thinks I'm stupid. Even my own father hates me. What's the point?" The old man smiled gently. "Come with me," he said. "I will show you something that will change your life forever." He led the boy to his small, humble house. "You will stay with me for 3 days. I will give you 3 tasks. If you complete them, you will find your true strength." The boy, having nothing left to lose, hesitantly agreed. On the first day, the old man said, "Go into the city and talk to 10 strangers. Ask them about their lives and write down what they tell you." The young man's heart pounded in his chest. Talking to strangers was his greatest fear. But with a deep breath, he stepped out. The first few people ignored him. But then, a woman smiled. A man shared a story about his daughter. By the end of the day, he had spoken to 10 people. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel invisible. He felt heard. The next morning, the old man gave him his second task. Today, you will find 10 children and teach them why water is important. Me? Teach? The boy panicked. I barely finished my studies. What could I possibly teach them? They don't know that, the old man replied calmly. Just share what you know. Nervously, he gathered a group of children, holding a single glass of water. His voice trembled at first, but then he started talking about how water keeps us alive, how it gives us energy, how it cleanses our bodies. He spoke from the heart. When he finished, the children clapped. They had learned something from him. A tiny spark of confidence flickered to life within him. On the third and final day, the old man looked at him seriously. Now, you must go home and apologize to your father. The boy's eyes widened in terror. No, he'll never forgive me. He'll just throw me out again. If you don't face this fear today, the old man said, you will carry it for the rest of your life. Go. With a pounding heart and trembling hands, the young man walked back to the home he had been cast out of. He found his father and knelt before him. Father, he began, his voice steady despite his fear. I am sorry. I know I disappointed you. Please give me one more chance. I promise I will prove myself. The father looked at his son. He saw not the timid, frightened boy from before, but a young man with a new determination in his eyes. The anger that had been simmering in his heart began to cool. He let out a long sigh. All right, he said softly. One last chance. The young man poured his heart and soul into the business. The confidence he had discovered on those 3 days began to grow. He spoke to customers clearly and kindly. He made smart decisions. Slowly but surely, the business began to flourish again, better than ever before. One evening, he returned to the old man's house. You kept your promise, he said, his voice full of gratitude. But tell me, what is the real secret to success? The old man smiled. You've already found it. Your greatest enemy was never your shyness. It was your fear. The world treats you the way you present yourself. When you act with confidence, the world believes in you. True strength doesn't come from muscles or knowledge. It comes from believing in yourself. Tears of understanding filled the young man's eyes. Thank you, he whispered. I will never let fear control my life again. Years went by. That once timid boy transformed into a respected businessman, known not just for his wealth, but for his quiet confidence and profound kindness. This story reminds us that self-confidence isn't something we're born with. It's a skill we build, one small, brave step at a time. It doesn't matter how shy or uncertain you feel right now. If you choose to believe in yourself, you have the power to transform your entire life. Because the world will always see you the way you choose to see yourself. So, believe in your own strength. Take that small step forward today. You will discover a courage inside you that you never knew existed. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay strong and keep moving forward.